What's up, guys? Sam7 here, and first YouTube video in a little bit. We grinded out those rewinds, got the Apex rewind and the Battlefield 5 RIP, by the way, F in chat, rewind up, and then haven't made a video in a little bit since those were pretty big, though. To be fair, those videos are basically like 3 or 4, maybe five videos, even though it's just 2. So yeah, those are pretty intense and pretty solid. Pretty proud of those. I think we'll still have a few more rewinds to come. I've taken a little break after finishing that Apex one. Pretty soon here, I'm going to start working on the next one again, which is going to be, I don't really know. I think most likely it'll end up being like a miscellaneous thing. It'll be a bunch of different games because I have a bunch of clips from a bunch of different games. Obviously, the first 3, Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5, and Apex, ended up being the majority of the clips, but I do have a lot of clips from other games too, and those are kind of spread out. Like, I have a few Minecraft clips. I have some clips from like racing games from like Forza, MW at the end of the year. Have some clips from that. Have some random ones from games like, what was that game called? Like the Pumped BMX or something like that. Whatever that game was. I don't know. I have a bunch of different clips spread out or throughout different games. So maybe like a Halo one, because I think I have like enough Halo, enough MCC and enough Halo 5 to maybe make a Halo one. I'll look into that. So next rewind, expect maybe like Halo, and then after that, it's probably just going to be a miscellaneous one. Maybe MW will get its own. It wouldn't be very long though. But then so definitely, I would say pretty likely that the next one will be Halo and then MW, and then I'm not sure. So that's how the rewinds will go. But anyways, this video is going to be on new Apex update, Season 5. Was really looking forward to Season 5. There's a lot of hype, a lot of trailers. I feel like they put out like 4 or 5 trailers going into Season 5 the last week or 2, which is weird. I mean, I'm used to seeing like the one trailer that they put out preseason, but it felt like there was a lot this time. Maybe it's been a long time since the last season, so maybe I'm just remembering it incorrectly. Maybe they did release that many. I don't know. I'm honestly not sure at this point. But yeah, there's a lot going into it, a lot of hype going into it. New character, a lot of changes on the map, and yeah, a lot of stuff to go through here. So let's start with the new character, Loba. I'm going to ignore the memes and just talk about the characters. So got to play around with Loba for quite a bit last night. I would say like maybe half my games. After a bit, I stopped playing her and started like switching around. I was still trying out different characters though. Like I played Revenant for a little bit. Usually play Wraith, and I only played Wraith. I don't know why I was punching that guy's body so aggressively. I only played Wraith for a little bit last night, like maybe a couple games. I imagine that I'll probably get back. Like Wraith will probably still be the main, I imagine, for me. I mean, we'll see about that. But like that's probably what'll end up happening over time. But do I think Loba's a bad character? No. I think it was pretty good addition. The thing that I was really worried about getting to like around this point in time with new characters is them starting to like overlap too hard, and the new characters starting to get a little bit boring and less exciting because they've already gotten to a point where they have a decent amount of characters that fill different roles. And maybe we'll hit this point where the characters start to get boring and kind of samey, but that, at least so far, is not the case. Loba's definitely like pretty unique. The whole looting thing, I mean, you can think of it as a different spin on Lifeline's Ultimate, but it is definitely different. I would not say that it is close to the same. So yeah, let's just go over Ultimate first. Why not? So Loba's Ultimate, basically what you do is you plop this I don't even know what to call it, reactor thing down. I don't know. It's your staff thing, and it like opens up into this menu, and what it does is it looks at, you'll see it on the map, it's like this blue circle. It looks at the loot in the area around you, and it basically has all that loot telegraphed to you on there, and you can take 2 pieces of loot directly from it, and then you can also, you get the lay of the land there, right? So like you can only pick 2 pieces of loot from it, but you can also see other loot that's in the area. So like if you see some other stuff that you might want, you can go around and be like, oh, okay, I'm looking for energy ammo. Let's say you don't see any energy ammo on it, then like, okay, I can move on from this area. I can go look somewhere else for it. I don't need to check all these loot boxes here for energy ammo because on our thing clearly there's not any here. Or it could go the opposite way. Like, let's say you need energy ammo, and then you plop it down, you see like 1,000 energy ammo, then you're like, okay, there's a ton of energy ammo in this area, I can look around for a bit, it shouldn't be that hard to find. So yeah, there's a bunch of different ways that you could use it. It could be really useful if you know that like a third party is coming and you want to plop it next to a team that you just killed and you want to get that loot really quickly. You could just plop it down and do that, like get a couple attachments, get a little bit of ammo, like whatever you need to get ready for that next fight. You can do it when you roll into, like maybe you have the ult, you're rolling into a new area that looks unlooted. You could just plop it down, get a quick look at what's there, see what you can get from it, and see if the rest of it's worth looking at and looting. You can do it off of the new areas of the map, like the ultimate, I forget what they're called. Was it like, I don't know, like the reactors or whatever? I forget what the actual like name is for it, but there's these new areas in the map that charge up your ultimate instantly. You just go up to them and it'll fully charge your ultimate. So like, let's say you land near one of those and you get that charged up and you just do it early on in the game. There's a lot of different ways you could use it, and mostly I would say that her ultimate is convenient. It's probably not going to like directly win you games, but it is very convenient, very helpful, and handy. I like it a lot. Obviously, it's probably, if we're thinking like a ranked perspective here, it's probably better to have an ultimate like a Jib ult or something like that that's going to directly help you win a fight. But I still think her ultimate is good enough at helping your team throughout the game. You know, getting looting has been an issue for us a lot, like the past few weeks for some reason. Like, I don't know if it's King's Canyon or whatever it is, but looting has just been an issue on Apex and always missing stuff. So I actually like her ult a lot because I've noticed, as you'd expect, less of those issues while running the character. It seems that everybody, you know, if everybody needs like something, we're finding it a bit easier of finding those heals, those attachments, those guns, whatever it is. It makes it a little bit easier to find that stuff. So for some reason with my squad, that's just like been an issue, and having this ultimate has been really nice for that, and has probably been helping out our games a decent amount, even though it's like hard to tell. Again, it's not like a Jib ult or a Wraith ult or something like that where you can be like, oh, that portal right there saved the game, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit, it's not like that where you can directly tie it in and just look at something and be like, oh, finding that shield battery won me the game or something like that. You're not going to notice it as much, but it is definitely very helpful. Her passive ability allows you to see like really high tier loot, so like golds, purples, stuff like that through walls, which can be really handy. Again, if you're looking for you know, light mags, like purple light mags, purple extended mags, for heavy or whatever, digital threat sights, gold shields, gold knockdown shields, gold helmets, whatever it be. It's just, again, it's another thing that is really handy, and it could make a difference, because there are times where I'll go through like a looted area and I'll look at something and I'll be like, I don't know if I want to loot that, and then I decide to do it, and there ends up being like a purple shield there or something. Well, with Loba, I'm not gonna have to worry about that. I could just walk by the area and I'll see the purple shield through the wall and be like, oh, okay, I'll check that out. You know what I mean? It's not gonna, I'm not gonna have that. We're not gonna, well, works for the squad too, right? She can call out stuff to the teammates too, so we're not gonna have to take that risk. Not gonna have to take that risk where it's like, do I feel like looting this area right now? I might miss something. It's like, well, you can just see it through the wall. Now you won't have to worry about missing stuff. Or again, plop her ult down if you have her ult. So it is. I was concerned going in how useful these looting abilities would be, if it would really make a difference. But after having played with it, it definitely makes a difference. And I would say that I enjoy having Loba on the team. I feel bad for Lifeline more than Lifeline, because I think that her looting abilities are better than Lifeline's at this point. I think it's better than the Lifeline ult. Just having the black market thing, I think it is a lot more convenient, and has been helping us a lot more than like a Lifeline ult would help. So RIP Lifeline, because every patch, man, every patch just keeps getting worse and worse, through other characters getting better and better. Anyways, so let's get on to the last thing. The last thing is her tactical ability, which is like a little teleport bracelet thing. It's like, it really is, it's got a lot of comparisons to Sombra and Overwatch, and that's justified. It is pretty similar to it. I'm not a huge Overwatch guy, but just from like a casual perspective, I can tell it is pretty similar. My concern with the teleport going in is I wasn't sure like how powerful it was going to be, because if there wasn't too much of a delay on it, it would be way too strong. But luckily I can say there is a pretty decent delay on it. I've been killed a couple times. I've killed a lot of Lobas while they're like throwing the bracelet or whatever, and they're like too slow on it. I've killed a lot like that. People are probably just still getting used to it, but that's happened quite a few times already for me. Yeah, it seems pretty well balanced. It seems like when you're using it offensively, you have to be really smart about using it offensively, because it has this animation, which is a really nice looking animation, but it can get you killed a lot of the times, where she has to like put the bracelet back on after you use the teleport, and that takes a few seconds. It takes like at least 2 or 3 seconds, which is a long time. It's a long time. And if you're playing against people that are aware of it, a lot of people are still unaware, so you're able to use it offensively a lot right now because people are just still getting used to the character, and you're able to catch a lot of people unaware. But as soon as people start getting used to it, I don't think that's going to be happening as much. I think that a lot of people are going to start to catch on to it really quickly, and using it offensively, you're going to have to be really smart with it. Like these first couple days, you could probably get some good clips, some bamboozles where people just don't see it coming. In the next week or so, next 2 weeks, I don't think that's going to be the case. I could be wrong, but I'll be really surprised if it's not. So people, as with every legend that gets added in, people will catch on, and you'll have to learn how to use it differently. What I do think it's really good at is it's really good at like rotating with your team. It's also good, let's say there's like an open area that you have to fight through, you can use it to like teleport behind different pieces of cover and move through the area a bit more safely. You can use it to get away from fights very well, as long as, you have to be smart about using it, right? You have to be really, it's not like Wraith's ability or Pathfinder's where you can kind of just use it on a whim and get away. With those abilities, with Loba's ability, you have to be really forward thinking, whether it's offensively or defensively. You have to be like, you have to sense like, oh, okay, I'm getting pushed. These guys are going to be in my face in like 4 seconds. I got to use this now. Give myself better positioning. Or you got to be thinking offensively, you got to be thinking like, okay, these guys are going to be in this position. If I can teleport myself up here as quickly as I can, I'll have the high ground, I'll have the advantage on them before they can get there. So you have to be really smart about how you use it because of that animation, because of that cooldown. And yeah, I think it's balanced really well from what I've played so far. It doesn't seem too weak. It doesn't seem too strong. It seems like it's in a pretty good spot. You have to be smart about how you use it. It's not cheesy. You can make some good plays with it, sure. The only issues I've had is like, I don't know if it's a balancing measure, but there was one game where I don't know if I got a bug or something, but seriously, I swear I just kept popping her thing and kept pressing the correct button, and it just kept not using the ability. It kept like canceling it. And I was not pressing cancel, and I know that because I was experimenting with it a lot, and I was experimenting with the cancel, and I was not canceling it, and it just kept canceling for some reason. So I don't know what was going on with that. I don't know if I just got a bug that game, or if there's like some weird spots where they don't want you to get to those spots, but there's spots that Pathfinder can get to. Like there was one yesterday where, yeah, there's these pipes you can get on, and if you're like Pathfinder or Octane, Jump Pad, whatever, you can like get on those pipes. But I tried to teleport to the pipes with Loba, and it wouldn't let me. So I don't know if that was a bug or what that was, because I was trying other high ground positions and it was letting me teleport to those just fine. So that got me killed once, and I was really frustrated at that because I was like, why can I not teleport up there if they can get up there? Like, that just seems like a weird balancing measure if there's these other high grounds I can get onto. So I don't know if that was a bug, if that was like a freak occurrence. There's been some weird things happening with the patch. I'm not really sure. So yeah, and at this point, I'm surprised I've talked about Loba for this long. Like, this is just, we'll have to do another video on Season 5, other stuff. This is just going to be a Loba-focused video, I guess, because we're close to the end here. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But aside from that, I've been having fun with the abilities overall. Seems like a really well-balanced character. The only thing I could suggest for her is honestly a buff. As far as her ultimate goes, I really wouldn't mind having an extra slot. Like right now you can only pick 2 pieces of loot. I really don't think it would be unbalanced if you could pick up 3 pieces of loot. I really don't. So I personally wouldn't mind a little buff to that. Other than that, though, it's a pretty good addition. Like with Revenant was rough. Revenant needed a ton of buffs, right? And it took a while. And like other characters like Mirage took forever, Caustic took forever. Like Octane still needs buffs. A lot of these characters that have got it added in have had those issues and needed those balance updates. Whereas with Loba, I don't think she needs Whoa, I just lost full right there. I don't think she needs a lot of adjustment. I totally just lost comp right there. I don't know what that was. Probably just fine. Probably just fine how she is, and definitely try her out in like 3 weeks once everybody stops picking her. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you next time.